Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's doing well. As we're just chilling out, hanging out, and stuff like that. Yeah, hopefully everyone's doing well. Right now we're just getting started our drive home from my mom's school. So about a 40-ish minute drive, sometimes quicker depending on how traffic is. I hope all is well with everyone. Like I kind of talked about before, that today is the day that if it was my other schools, I would be hammering in and home being like, it's your last time day to turn in stuff besides those that have journeys and circumstances. So, because it says that way you guys can, I can have the next 3 days to grade stuff for you guys. So. Last night, I tried to do the feature where it said horizontal and vertical, but I don't know if anyone saw the vertical stream. Saw it as a vertical stream. When I tried to pull it up on my phone, it was still showing horizontal, so I'm not 100% sure how it's gonna show up on y'all's end by me doing that. So I was just like, you know what? Especially when I get done having issues as they on World of Warcraft. I don't know if it was an internet skip a couple of times or whatnot, but it was just weird to say the least last night with the Streamwise. But welcome in everybody that just came in. Why couldn't I see the username? Welcome, AFZ. Hope you're doing well. Wanted to make sure that I read it correctly. That's why I'm muting my phone temporarily. For those of you that are wondering. But yeah. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm Rhypi, where I do a lot of different games and do different challenges just for myself, because right now I don't think I'm gonna finish them in 52 weeks, but I'm gonna be trying to. And I'm doing an A to Z challenge where I'm doing each letter of the alphabet, and make sure you check out the community post at some point that I'm starting to have the other letters for you guys to vote on soon. So if you guys enjoy being part of that, make sure you stick around, because I try to do the community post daily, but since I've had the new job, I haven't been able to do it as consistently as I want to. The only one that's kind of consistent is my schedule, and I feel bad because I want to do the other daily community stuff just so you guys have it, but have it as a form of communication and talking to each other and stuff like that. But yeah, I enjoy doing these streams as well because it gives me a chance to meet you and some of you guys that I don't see right away from the gaming. Because some of you guys are seeing me through a short, some of you guys are seeing me through live replays, some of you guys are various other ways that you might have came across this channel. Who knows? But yeah, if you like what you are seeing, or if you end up in the future, if you want to check out Rhypi Gaming and see what you enjoy, and then subscribe then, that's fine by me too. But yeah, we're just currently on our way to work, where for me, I'm a high school math teacher when I'm not on YouTube, so that's why you see me driving what is early for me. Me and some of you guys be like, why are you up so early? Because you see that it's still dark out, but as teachers, sometimes we have to be where we're supposed to be early so we can make sure we don't have to wait at long lines at the copy machine, or making sure that we have everything planned out. So when we're teaching a lesson, there's nothing that gives us a left field or a curveball, being like, oh, I forgot to consider that. Because sometimes that can happen. Usually when I'm driving in the morning, it's kind of chill. I don't have to worry about too much traffic. Every once in a while, I have to worry about a stalled vehicle because that someone's car didn't start up, or that they ran out of gas and stuff like that. But most of the time, I don't have to worry about it being that I have to take an alternate route to get there. Hey Titan, how you doing? Welcome in. Hope things been going good for you. I'm doing well, just currently driving to work, so I can make sure that I'm ready for my students. I appreciate it, and you know I do. But hope your week is starting off strong. But yeah, we're just chilling out, hanging out as we're just driving around. Sometimes talking about random stuff, sometimes there's a purpose with the randomness, and sometimes I talk about what I do at work, because I know not all of you guys have seen what I do. But besides that, sometimes I'm stuck helming because I can't think of anything else I want to talk about right that second. So I should give you guys a break from just hearing me talk and talk and talk. But then I just sometimes 10 of us at one time, and sometimes it goes back to 5 or 4 or 3, depending on the day. And I'm like, oh well. So at least this time it's not the case that y'all can't see the traffic anymore because I finally fixed the magnets. Hello again, AFC. Hope you're doing well still. And for those of you that enjoy short content, don't forget to check out Time Gaming. He's been trying to build up his short videos for you guys, so don't forget to check him out as well. He's been slowly working on that, so if you enjoy any of his shorts, don't forget to leave a comment for him, and so he knows what things you guys enjoy. I know I don't have any shorts just because every time I try to think of one, I'm like, is it something that it's gonna really make you guys enjoy it, or is it just gonna be the case that you're like, I'll watch it because it's Rhypi, but I don't know. I'll be watching all your shorts. And for me, it's just like I don't want anyone to feel like they're stressed about making sure that they have to do something for me or like that. Hey Zeke, no worries. Why you say my bad, Zeke? But good morning to you. If it's morning as well for you. Because I know not all of us are in the same time zone. Nice. But hope you're doing well, Zeke. As we're just driving to work and chatting to you guys as I can. Because I'm sure you guys will understand if I'm not talking to you guys at certain points. Because of me seeing how traffic is, I'm sure y'all will understand. Because sometimes it may happen where I have to focus on the road a little bit, where I might start humming if I remember to do something. And why I always say talk and hum, because I never know when I need a hum. But how's your morning so far / week's been? Welcome in, everyone that's just joining us as we're just driving to our workplace. And some of you guys are like, wow, it's that dark for you. Whether it's evening time or morning time, depending on what you thought of when you first got in here. And I think it's funny sometimes that when I'm in other people's streams, they're always shocked when they find out that I'm in Texas, just because I don't really have the accent that most people expect. I know some people usually have a more stronger drawl or other things, stuff like that. For me, I just don't worry about trying to do that, just because it's not what comes natural to my voice. And right now, sometimes it's the case that because I am driving, that sometimes you guys are hearing the wind in the background, even if I have the windows up. It still sounds like there's some kind of wind going through it, and sometimes it's AC. But I need some kind of AC to make sure that I don't feel hot while I'm driving. I know if I turn off the AC, then I don't have to worry about any weird sounds. But it's only a temporary solution, not a full solution. But who knows for sure how everything will work out. Hope everyone's enjoying the drive and such conversation, even if I know that sometimes when we say conversation right now, it may be more one-sided just because I'm not saying anything of what's popping in chat, but I don't want it to be that you guys feel like I'll have to type just so I can respond to you guys. But the point of the thing is it's just us having fun and enjoying seeing something a little different for those of you that haven't been in my stream before. Those of you that have been in my stream, you kind of have an idea what to expect. And sometimes you stick around to ask me questions. Sometimes you guys have to do your own thing. So it depends on what's going on, to say the least. Me drinking some soda in between me saying stuff because I'm still trying to decide what else I want to talk about. At the end of the day, we're just chilling out, eating up as I'm enjoying the drive. And sometimes I see these questions. Other times I'm like, do I want to ask the question when I don't know how many of you guys want to answer questions? And some of you guys, I'm just like, we're silent today. But I don't want it to be I stress out people and be like, oh, I need to say something new. I know that's not the typing sound, but it's the first sound that I was thinking about in my head. If y'all heard it. I know sometimes when it makes sounds or trying to do some beatboxing, I know it doesn't always show up on y'all's end. Just showing up because at some point I might respond to things because I see them in chat, but most of the time it is stuff that I usually expect to see somewhat, but it just depends on what's going on. For sure how everything will unfold. Especially for grading wise, for me, it's like I want to give them as many chances as I can, but at the end of the day, it's like I've done everything many of us are failing, but at the same time, for my class, it's for you to be really failing is that you're not really in class. Because I'm trying to have you guys do at least one practice a day. That way I can show you guys different things if that still doesn't make sense. That we're able to chat about it so we can see what gaps we have, because that's the whole point of my class, is to help them prepare for different entrance exams and stuff like that. So I know for some of you guys on other parts of the world, your entrance exams is for high school, or for us in the US, the entrance exams are more for if we're entering college or university. Sometimes trade schools and technical schools, depending on what they're looking for in a student. And sometimes they'll do tests to see what do they already know, so they can see if it's something that they recommend. Like, for example, my minor was digital graphics, where if I was a major, I would have had to kind of show my portfolio at first so they can see what have I done, so that I could, if I had where people enjoyed was, some of them have had credits I was earned without doing the class. Who knows? Like for me, I use, like, if you see my first ever banners, I used the grading tools, because that was one of the tools that I enjoyed using when I was doing digital graphics as my minor. That's where, when I ended my degree, I didn't have it as a minor because my new school didn't require me to put a minor because I didn't have it already. So it's one of those interesting things, to say the least. And I even thought to myself, well, that once I finish my math master's, what other degrees do I want to try and get? Because right now I'm not worried about doing a PhD in math, just because I don't want to feel like I'm specializing in one topic only. Because I've been doing all aspects of mathematics. So it's one of those interesting things to think about. Hey, bro Adam, how are you doing? Welcome in. Hello, Bone, how are you doing? Good morning to you. Hope everyone's doing well. Sorry, Dad, see you guys when you first came in. I hope you guys both are doing well. It is a fine morning so far. Hope things been going good for both of you guys so far. Sing along. I just read that part for the Adam. I usually don't worry about doing the sing-alongs just because, for me wise, I don't want to have to worry about any copyright issues and stuff like that, so I'd rather not have the radio on. Maybe in the future, maybe if I get a chance to make my own CD and make sure that it has songs that we're allowed to play and stuff like that, that maybe we'll do it just to be, it would be funny one time to do, but I don't want to feel like that we're forcing everyone to feel like that they had to feel like they're belting out their lungs for something that we don't hear. Like, yeah, for me, it's like every time I think about doing my PhD, I'm like, I don't know if I have a unique thought for a PhD yet. I know sometimes they say once you do research, you can find out what you can do, but for me, it's like I'd rather just focus on the master's because that's what I eventually will need if I want to teach credit math classes instead of just classes that I've been doing where they're non-credit for the student. Or students, I should say, not student. Or if I decide that I want to do dual credit or whatnot. Yeah. Especially with mathematics, that they always want you to explain something that they didn't expect. It's like, because if you can find an article about it means that at least one person had thought about it for their master's. And when you are in the master's or PhD program, you see how many times that the topic has come up. So sometimes, some places they tell you if there's more than 50 articles on a topic, don't do it. And so, when it comes to your master's, but for your PhD, they usually want you to analyze everything and be like, what's something that you see that you need to discuss or need to find a need for. So. Yep. Yeah. And most of them, they require you to have at least 5 classes of your degree focus. So like you need, like for me, I would need at least 5 classes. And then if you decide to do a thesis or research, you have to do that as well. And then any other required classes can be elective or math in my case. But it just depends on how you want to do it. But if you look at a PhD, the major difference between two is that you have to do more research or you get more time to do your thesis and stuff like that. But for me, it's just like, not sure. Not sure if it's worth thinking about doing a PhD for, especially if it's a school that only has a PhD for that subject that you want. That's why now for me, I want to do what's either called computational mathematics, application mathematics, or industrial mathematics. So I want to be able to explore other aspects of math and not just the proof-based math, because I've always just not enjoyed doing proofs. Because I've had bad professors, I've had bad teachers that have shown me different things of me and talking about proofs, but I'm like, it's not what interests me in math. Nope. Yeah. But yeah, but yeah, for math wise, it's the case that I just want it to be that I explore classes besides just taking theory classes. Because for math-wise, if you see the word real analysis or complex analysis or something analysis, that most of the time is a proof-based class where you have to write proofs. And just because of how I've been taught proofs in the past, I'm just like, I'm not sure if I want to do my whole degree around that. Yeah. And part of them is the case that they want, especially those of us that have to do some kind of math thinking, is that they want us to explain things in the real world and what we don't see. So that's why I know I enjoyed the complex analysis class I took, because the professor turned it to be half of it was proof based, half of it was number theory based before I took a class in number theory. So it was just cool seeing the complex side of the number theory, just to see it. Because at that point, I didn't always enjoy the other proof teachers, but that one, it was just cool to see both sides. Yeah. Yeah. I understand that completely. But yeah. And then it was funny at my school that I'm getting the bachelor's with, once I revealed who I was taught under my statistics teacher's like, I give you permission to use that class as your last math elective, because at first they was just gonna count it as an elective. But once I revealed to the statistics teacher, because in my first class with him, I did good. The second one, I felt like I didn't do the best I could. But instead of making me feel like I needed to retake statistics, he found out that I got taught by a really well-known professor in the math world. He's like, you got taught by him and you made a C+ in his class? Go to them right away and tell them that I give you permission. So it was just funny. Morning, Southern. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. But yeah, I remember that moment, because the statistics was supposed to be my last math class, but when I was taking it, it just did not make sense to me at the time, because some of the stuff he was trying to have us do for me, it just didn't click. Those days when I was taking it, because I was doing analysis at the same time, I'm just like, not making sense why we need to solve this way and stuff like that. Because there was times that I solved the problem and he's like, you didn't do what we needed to do from our notes this month. I'm like, oops. Because I solved it a different way than he intended, / the too easy of a way to solve the problem. So he didn't give me full credit on some of the questions. I'm doing well, son. I'm doing well. Just getting to my workplace. Got here early. But yeah, but it's just one of those interesting things, because you never know what we'll discuss, because you guys know me being a math teacher / that my bachelor's was in mathematics, so it's one of those interesting things, and why some people are still shocked that I do YouTube, despite me being a mathematician sometimes, because they would have thought that I wouldn't be interested in doing this, to say the least. Because I know for some of us, we enjoy mathematics, and some of us, I know, because of how we've learned it or had a bad teacher or professor, we're like, I don't like math anymore. But because I know some of us really enjoy math in any caliber, and then I know that I've had both students and friends that they had that bad teacher, and it just made them not enjoy math at all anymore. And for me, as someone that is helping them with the TSI, for example, I always tell my students, like, I don't want it to be that you feel like you have to love it again. I want us to make sure that we're able to appreciate math once you're done with the class. That way you can be proud of how much you've grown in the math sense. Most, like I said, most people, once they get to be past at calculus 3, they'll be like, I'll do something else. Especially if they didn't like Cal 3 being more 3D wise, or Cal 2 being the first class, and most schools being the weeded out class of where Cal 2, if you don't do good in that class, most science classes wouldn't want you to continue. Most science degrees will not want you to keep going and stuff like that. Hey Kobe, how you doing? Welcome in. Yeah, I understand that, bro, Adam. Exactly, Southern. That's why, like, for me, it was writing essays when I had to make sure that it was structured a certain way that I didn't always enjoy doing, and had to worry about spelling / grammar mistakes. Doing well, Kobe. That we just arrived at this school about a couple minutes ago. So right now I'm just chatting with you guys before I decide I need to start heading inside. but yeah, I just never, when I'm doing day streams, I always see what you guys want to talk about, and then we discuss things. And sometimes people like what they hear about us talking about different math stuff, so they stick around. Some people, they hear the word math and we're like, oh no, and they quickly leave the chat sometimes. Indeed, brother Adam, indeed. But I know that's why I'm at all the schools I've been at, they always are enjoying the fact that I'm able to keep them in class once they're in class, because sometimes that they have to worry about some of the students that they constantly want to try to find ways to skip the class. But once they realize that some of the students show up more, because I know sometimes they're used to, like the group I have right now, that they had an Algebra 2 teacher that wasn't with them the full year, for the ones that just finished Algebra 2, and some of them had it where it was Algebra 1 that they didn't have a teacher after the first 6 weeks. Yeah. Indeed, Brother Adam. Yeah, I recognize the phrase. So for me, I had to fill in their Algebra 1 gap and Algebra 2 gap at some point before they leave me, just in case they need it in college. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go because I need to go to the restroom and stuff before I start my day. So I hope everyone has a good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on when you're watching the stream. I'll see you guys later. Remember, you got this, guys. Peace.